I almost got jumped by a bunch of older kids because I had insane beef with this girl, but I talked my way out of getting jumped. I don't even remember what the beef was, but we were still in junior high, like we were in grade 8, so we were like 13, and all of her friends were high schoolers, so they were like 2 years older than us, like 15, 16. I remember one of the things that we were like saying about each other was that we both had mustaches. Like for some reason I was beeping her because she had a mustache, and she was beeping me because I also had a mustache. Anyway, things got out of hand when she was like, watch your back, I know which bus you take. And like granted, all the buses that go to every junior high in the city meets up in this one spot, so literally all the kids from the city are always there. I thought she was bluffing, but lo and behold, when I get off school and I'm taking the bus home and I get to that one stop where all the kids are, she is there waiting for me with all of her high school friends. And they were reputably known to be like bad kids, and they were like so intimidating and so tall, but I kept my composure and was like, don't show any fear, and I just walked over like, ugh. I walk over to my stop and they crowd around me, and at this point I'm my pants and everyone's looking because they can sense the tension, and these kids are like, oh, so you're talking mad shit about this girl and like think you're so tough? And I was like, oh, so you guys think you're even tougher? Like instead of it being like a one-on-one fight, it has to be 10 against 1. Okay, you're so tough. Come on then, what are you waiting for? Just jump me already, huh? Why are you hesitating? Like what's taking so long? And mind you, I'm practically yelling this because I want to draw as much attention as possible just in case like there's a cop walking by or like someone will come in and save me. Because of how loud I'm saying this, these kids are getting like a little bit self-conscious. And lucky for me, I talk to every single person that I get on the bus with, so a lot of people knew who I was. One of the guys that takes the same bus as me like overheard, and he was like, hey, are you good? And I was trying to act tough still, so I was like, yeah, it's nothing. So like this whole time they're like hesitating and they're like waiting to like pounce me, and they're closing in on me, and I was so scared. I was checking the time and I was like, are you guys gonna do it or what? Like I have to get home, like I have homework to do. Just really trying to make it look like I'm important, I have things to do, people to see, places to go. And thank God my bus gets there, and I was like, well, you missed your chance. I was like, let's go, friend, like the guy that checked in on me. And I got on the bus as fast as I could. I was taunting them on my way to the bus. I was like, well, you had your chance, you snooze, you lose, losers. I was like, maybe I'll catch you guys next time. Even though when I got on the bus I was like, oh thank God. I was so traumatized because I could not believe how I got myself in that situation where I literally almost got jumped. So I stopped beefing with that girl, and I think the girl was also really embarrassed because she was like talking all this shit about like jumping me and then never did. So that's how we stopped beefing.
You thought my stalker story was scary? Wait till you hear about this one. This incident actually took place last week and I am traumatized. I was hungry, and usually I'll go downstairs, make myself something to eat, but what I was craving that day was gonna take me a while to make, and I had work an hour before that, so I know I was gonna be in a rush. Usually when I'm in a rush, I end up being in a bad mood, so I decided to go to El Pollo Loco to get a salad. Once I arrived to El Pollo Loco, the first thing that I did was go through the drive-thru, because one thing about me, I am not about to get down. I was near my city and I did not want to run into familiar faces. There was one person ahead of me in the drive-thru, and it was a motorcycle, and if I'm not mistaken, it was a male. The guy in the motorcycle orders, and then shortly after I start to order, and then once I'm finished ordering, I end up driving to the window. As I'm driving to the window to pay for my food and also pick it up, I noticed that the motorcycle that was ahead of me stopped a little bit ahead of me. So like he left the window, but he was still like in the drive-thru, if that makes any sense. Like he still hadn't left the drive-thru, and I noticed that he was talking to like this homeless person. I want to assume it was a girl, but at the same time it looked like a guy. I don't know. Point is, there was a homeless person. I don't know what exactly went down in their conversation, but you can tell that the homeless guy was a little bit upset. And you can tell also that the guy in the motorcycle wanted to leave, but the homeless guy wouldn't let him. And me being a girl in a drive-thru, I'm literally stuck. Keep in mind, like if I'm in a drive-thru, what am I gonna do? Reverse out? I can't reverse out. And obviously I can't go forward because there's literally an altercation happening in front of me. So luckily, while the altercation was happening, I was able to pay for my food and also get my food. I'm a really bad overthinker, and the only thing crossing my mind was, what if I put my window down and then this homeless person tries to come at me? And I was like, no, I can't. And I feel like what made me feel a little bit more secure is the fact that I have my windows tinted, so I knew that no one was able to see in my car. But just knowing that I'm stuck in the drive-thru was killing me. I noticed that the homeless man ends up dropping his stuff on the floor for who knows what reason, and the guy in the motorcycle took that opportunity to literally drive off. What really is this homeless man going to do when a motorcycle takes off on him? Like, be for real, this man can literally just like drive off and you won't be able to catch him, you know, because I feel like motorcycles are pretty fast. So here I am, still in the drive-thru, and I also couldn't just drive off because the homeless man dropped his stuff in the middle of the drive-thru. So if I were to drive off, I would literally run over his things. I would feel bad if I run over his things. Like, at the end of the day, this man is homeless, he has nothing. So if I run over the only thing that he has, I would feel so guilty. So this homeless person picks up his belongings and then he starts to walk towards this way, because if you were to go out through the drive-thru, it's literally like a wall. So in order for him to actually leave that shopping center, he has to go like back this way. And so he was coming this way, and again, I was literally losing my shit because I was like, what if he comes to me next? And sure enough, this man came to me next. Like, when he was picking up his stuff, he literally looked up and like just looked directly in my car. And again, you can't see my car because of my tint. Dude, I'm literally the only girl in this car, and although this man doesn't know that, I was traumatized and I was ready to lose my This man was like walking away, but instead of him walking towards like the ramp and the grass area, he was still walking through the drive-thru. So I just knew that this man was going to pass by like my passenger side. So sure enough, this man walks by my passenger side, and I kid you guys not, all I hear is someone yanking on my door, like trying to open it and get in. And I was like, oh my god, there is no way. And so I started to freak out, and all I do is like press the gas to try to get away. As I'm trying to drive off, this man is still holding on to the door handle. I went in absolute panic mode. He was like holding on to my like car handle, and he was like let me in, like give me some money, like da 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 da. So as he's yelling at me through the other side of the window, I noticed that his backpack starts to slip off of his shoulder. If it wasn't for his backpack slipping off of his shoulder and him trying to adjust it, I don't know what the heck would have happened. Because him adjusting his backpack obviously allowed him to remove his hand out of my door handle, and that allowed me to just press the gas and dip out. Oh my god, I was so traumatized. And thank god I got my food, you know, but after that whole incident, I just wasn't hungry anymore and I didn't eat. I did go to work, but I feel like I just couldn't work properly because that was the only thing crossing my mind. Thank god that I'm the type of person who anytime I get in my car, the first thing I do is lock my doors. But even then, I feel like it's so sad that even as a female, the first thing that one has to do is watch her surroundings and then, you know, lock their car doors as soon as they get into the car. I feel like that's just so sad. Like, the fact that this is our reality is very upsetting. I'm honestly very grateful that nothing happened to me. Yes, I'm still haunted by the situation, but best believe I'm gonna go back to El Pollo Loco because ain't no way that that's gonna stop me. Maybe not that certain location, but I would definitely be going back to get my classic tostada salad. That is the end of probably the second most scariest thing that I've been through. Thank you guys always for showing me so much love and support. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.